Are you confused why Goku gives away another Senzu? Are you confused why Goku shows mercy yet again? Well, in this video, we're going to be going through the answers and a whole lot more, so
stay tuned.
When I was first reading Super Manga Chapter 65, I was concerned for Goku but decided to go along with it and see what he was up to. Sure, we've been here many times before and I believe this is now the third time Goku has given a Senzu away, but over the arcs there were many different reasons why Goku showed mercy to villains. The first time Goku showed mercy was to General White. Goku was a kid and he'd been ruthless and destroyed the baddies without restraint up to this point. He was about to end General White until Dr. Jaro's Android 8 begged him to stop, saying that fighting is not good. After a pause, Goku agreed and didn't bash the guy into a pulp, as he was intending. Real friends won't let you do bad things, and if we have a friend like this, I think we should listen to them. This only occurred in episode 41 and not in the manga, so it might have been something to do with censorship or some additional things that Toei put in for children, but what's interesting is Goku learned mercy from a robot, and then later, Gohan in the Cell Saga learned to drop his restraint from a robot, the Android 16. This means Dr. Jaro's influence on Universe 7 might be larger than we originally thought. So, Dragon Ball is saying, don't kill your enemies, kill your enemies, and then you will or won't overcome them. After this, Goku became a tournament fighter by heart, and killing wasn't his way to end battles. However, the Sign and Namek sagas were the opposite of tournament fights, and the violence and brutality really affected Goku's emotional and mental state. The second time Goku showed mercy was at the end of the fight with Piccolo Jr. Goku gave Piccolo a Senzu and spared his life, but Goku had three reasons for doing this. He wanted his arch enemy to remain alive so he could fight him again, and then secondly, Goku wanted to experience surpassing his rival, and then thirdly, he wanted Kami and the Dragon Balls to still exist. So Goku didn't just show mercy to be nice. Okay, he was thinking of the Earth because of the Dragon Balls, but he also had a selfish motive. To be honest, it is quite selfish to put the whole Earth at risk just so you can have an amazing experience in the future. Maybe the Dragon Balls won't be able to save you next time. Most of the characters were left to hope that Goku could put his money where his mouth is. The third time Goku showed mercy was to Raditz when he swore he would leave the planet. Goku paused and seemed to be thinking over whether Raditz really was his brother and whether he was being sincere. After recently starting a family, Goku knew the importance of family and the need to protect them. He didn't want to kill this man, and especially not if he really was his biological brother. Torn in his mind and unable to make a decision, Goku let go of Raditz's tail, but was then instantly betrayed. Such promises by Raditz may seem obviously false to us, but the manga panels do show this serious emotional battle Goku was having inside. Later on, Goku didn't give Raditz a second chance knowing he was a bad person, which proved to be the right decision, even though it cost Goku his life. The fourth time Goku showed mercy was when Goku begged Krillin to spare Vegeta. Goku thought it was a waste that such a talented and powerful warrior should die and that he wouldn't get another chance to fight Vegeta. Goku was thrilled to fight such a power and swore that he would surpass Vegeta's level and defeat him. So Goku's reasoning here was similar to with Piccolo, except it was more selfish to leave an alien alive rather than a being whose existence could be easily ended by killing his other half, Kami. Goku wouldn't have asked Krillin to spare Vegeta if he was still a threat, but Vegeta had no fight left in him, and Goku figured he could defeat him next time without his Saiyan tail. This sparing of the villain ending was similar to Piccolo, so we've seen Toriyama do this before, and it was actually in the next saga after it, so... The fifth time Goku showed mercy was with Frieza, but multiple times in the space of a few minutes. When Goku saw Frieza get cut up by his own attack, he felt killing the Emperor of the Universe in such a pathetic state was an unworthy end, which was an honourable gesture indeed. So Goku walked away, leaving Frieza to die in the planet's explosion, but he was stopped in his tracks when Frieza begged for Goku's help. Suddenly, Goku remembered all those who had been mercilessly killed at the hands of the Emperor. Goku knew he'd won, So he gave Frieza some of his energy so he could survive the planet and live for the rest of his life in agony from his physical condition and knowing he was defeated by a Saiyan. Goku knew this existence would be a worse punishment for Frieza than hell. This was Goku's cruel mercy, determining a greater punishment for Frieza than death itself. Rather than Frieza die instantly with the planet, Goku planned for him to spend the rest of his life feeling weak and helpless, to know the terror of powerlessness. Had Frieza not asked for mercy, then Goku would have already left the scene. But despite all this, Goku hoped that Frieza enduring all the punishment could also lead him to learn the value of life. But all this went out the window when Frieza in his pride turned on Goku and blasted him with the gifted energy. Perhaps Frieza realised the kind of life Goku had destined for him and rejected it with all his being, defiantly vowing that he would defeat the Saiyan here and now. Frieza's blast was quickly dispatched by Goku, who was enraged that Frieza betrayed him suddenly. Goku assumed the blast obliterated Frieza to death, and then there comes this face. This is the face of a saddened Goku. It really did hurt Goku to kill Frieza. It was at this moment Goku discovered that revenge isn't as sweet as it's made out to be. With regard to Goku giving Cell a Senzu Bean, I'm going to do a separate video on that since Goku's reasoning was different and it wasn't really about mercy at all. So look forward to that video coming soon, guys. The 6th time Goku showed mercy was in our beloved Super Chapter 65. After the sacrifice of Beerus, Goku was able to use the completed Ultra Instinct technique again. And we know it's a technique now, as 7-3's copy ability can only work with techniques or abilities, not forms and transformations, otherwise Moro couldn't have copied Beerus' Ultra Instinct. And also, by the way, Moro refers to Ultra Instinct a few times as a technique again. Anyways, Goku was utterly decimating Moro, and you get the feeling Goku wasn't really enjoying such a massive advantage. Goku fired Moro with questions to see if he had the potential to stop his evil ways. But Moro wasn't playing dice, so Goku kept on the pain. Things suddenly changed though for Goku when Moro uttered the words, "Help me, please, don't kill me." At this moment, Goku was transported many years back to when Frieza uttered these same words as a helpless carcass on Namek. Goku was cut at the heart and reminded of his pain and very tempted to spare Moro. Usually, Goku doesn't show mercy until the villain physically asks for it, except in the case of Piccolo and Vegeta. This was the tactic that Tao Pai Pai, Raditz and Frieza used to entice Goku. So Goku accepted the mercy plea and made the decision to fight Moro as an Earthling. And if you remember, Earth is the place that Goku has shown the most mercy to villains. So fighting as an Earthling means Goku takes all the responsibility for his actions. If he makes a mess of it, then everyone knows it was his fault and not the Galactic Patrol. It's a dangerous responsibility to have at this point, as Goku only has the power to stop the villain, and yet if he screws up, his mercy gamble could cost the whole universe. Despite Goku switching to Earthling mercy mode, Goku kept pushing the Galactic Patrol agenda by offering Moro the chance to live in prison. Moro swears that he will go to the prison, but Goku knows it's a cheap lie, which is character development compared to the previous times. At this point, Goku has the confidence he can even defeat fully restored Moro, so he gives Moro a Senzu Bean, probably in the hope of having a more exhilarating fight. Oh brother. Goku gave Moro a Senzu Bean to see if their fight could get more interesting, but it didn't. As Goku predicted, Moro instantly broke his promise and went to pierce Goku's torso as before, and instantly breaks his wrist. It's brilliant. Frustrated that Moro didn't get magically stronger, literally, Goku announces Moro's cowardice and then proceeds to do what upset most fans. Goku opens up his heart to Moro. Goku then reveals the real reason for his mercy. He wants Moro to change so they can one day fight again. This is a similar motivation that Goku had for Piccolo and Vegeta way back. At this point in life, Goku desires a new arch rival, and he sees Moro as a perfect candidate because he's stronger than even Jiren. So all that stuff about going to the prison isn't for justice or mercy's sake, it's just for Moro to go and train somehow and they can fight in the future. But Goku's request is like trying to convince number 18 to switch her cell from Android to Apple. It's just not gonna happen. Anyways, I believe this is the real reason for Goku's mercy. He's trying to get his own way at the potential expense of everyone else. Although it feels like character regression for most fans out there, Toyotaro is actually very aware of that, as he consistently uses Jacko to voice our screamings, our shoutings and our rantings at Goku. Oh, and Toyotaro included the face he felt most people would have when reading this chapter. It's right here, guys. Here's my 2 cents on all this. I believe calling Toyotaro as incompetent and out of touch is honestly impatient. I think there's a solid reason why he's putting us fans through this pain. The Goku in Super is a pretty shallow character at times. He seems to just think about fighting strong people, so it's soothing for me to see Goku open up a bit more. I personally like how it calls back to his DBZ days showing mercy to villains. I'm amazed that as Goku becomes stronger, he is still humble and not puffed up with pride. This is what makes Goku an interesting character after all. He isn't just a macho machine, he's a pleasant spirit who believes in a brighter future, so he sometimes gives villains a second chance, admittedly so to primarily satisfy his own desires, whilst being very capable of sending them to the next life if they don't do as he says. Goku was right about Piccolo and Vegeta's usefulness, and for some unknown reason, Goku sees some potential in Moro. It's hard to see why though, Goku, as Moro's been a villain type for 10 million years plus. Toriyama sometimes tries to put real life lessons into the story. Showing mercy to an evil person can be described as naive, but do you want to be the same as them? Do you want to kill just like they do? But if you let them live, will they endanger more lives? It's a hard situation, particularly for those of us who live in generally peaceful countries. Personally, I go by the example of Jesus, the Son of God, who, when dying on the cross, hung there for all humanity, asked God to forgive his killers as they didn't understand what they were doing. Jesus also said to love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. It's easier said than done, but Jesus asks this so when we do it, he can work in their hearts and positively turn the situation around for all parties. I hope you enjoyed going in depth into why Goku gave Moro a Senzu Bean and showed mercy. Definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. We'll have a discussion down there, guys. And also, at the end screen, look at some of the other suggested videos that YouTube recommends to you of mine, because it really helps out the channel and helps me out in the algorithm. So thanks. Thanks, guys, for watching. And if you enjoyed it, please, Kaioshin that like button and subscribe to expand your knowledge of Dragon Ball and get coverage of Super. So I'll see you in the next video, but until then, I challenge you to watch the following videos of mine. Alright? Cheers, guys. Kai Kai.